Hello and welcome to the No Ceilings podcast on the Turtlesmith Network. What's up, Vincent?
What's going on, Courtney?
Nothing much. We are in episode 15, man.
Back again, episode 1532.
Say it again. What episode is it?
1532.
No, just 15.
Oh, okay.
Just 15.
Yeah.
All right. So, how has the week been? I know it's been crazy busy.
Man, busy. It's been good, though. Got through it.
Got through it.
Yeah,
Okay.
now it's time to get back to business.
Get back to the business. I'm with it. I get it.
No pun intended.
All right, well, let's jump right in. This episode, we are talking about developing a scaling strategy, right?
Ooh.
And so I think what we really want to do today is just kind of talk a little bit about what it takes to kind of scale your business. I know that when you say that, it kind of sounds fancy. It's not really that fancy. We're going to break everything down in little nuggets for everybody to chew on. So I think we should just get right into it.
Man, let's get right into it.
So, scaling your business is like leveling up in a video game. So, if you don't keep moving forward, eventually you're going to get stuck, or you could lose the game. So, think about Super Mario. We probably telling our age here, but remember Super Mario Brothers? You had to you go through the level and you have to complete the level. And I'm going back to Nintendo. You used to have to use the Mario to jump up and catch that flag.
Right.
That means that you accomplished something, right?
Right.
And so I feel like in that's what scaling a business is about. You are going through different levels. You're leveling up every single time.
Right.
If you're not doing that, if you're not getting that flag, or if you're not accomplishing the goals that you've set in place, then eventually you could lose the game. Right. So the goal is growth, whether it's making more money or reaching more customers or opening up new locations. The goal is to think bigger and grow. Right.
Absolutely.
So I think that we should talk a little bit too about the multi-game plan.
Okay. Kind of break it down into little steps.
Yeah, like multi-year game plan. So when I said the multi-year game plan. I'm going to correct that.
Okay.
So a lot of times people have sometimes people do a 1-year plan, a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan. But today I think we should kind of jump into 1, 5, and 10.
1, 5, and 10.
Yep.
I think that's pretty good. Some milestones that you kind of want to check in at. And, of course, always life happens. Different things happen. So you just want to kind of keep in mind that when you have these plans, that these are kind of things that you want to check up on and see where you can tighten up at as you learn lessons and you go through life and business at the same time.
Right.
So your first year, you want to kind of think of it survival mode. What is your goal? Maybe it's just breaking even, not losing money, or just hitting that first big milestone. Making it through your first year of business is big. You make it to tax time. You get to you learn a lot through whatever your service is, whatever you're selling. And that first year, you get to learn a lot, but it's not the end-all, say-all of business. You have plenty of room to grow, so that's why you want to move on to your 5-year plan. What do you see your business looking like in 5 years? Maybe you're hitting your stride, you got steady business, you might, you might have hired a few employees, doubled your revenue. What does success look like for you at that time?
Yeah.
That will also let you know how much further you want to go with this business.
Yeah.
After 5 years, you might be wanting to sell that business, or you may have different plans at 5 years. You have to know what that looks like. So this is just a plan, an overview of what it should look like in 5 years.
Yeah.
When you get to your 10-year plan, if you make it to 10 years in business, that's big.
Yeah.
At that time, you might be thinking, can we open a second location? How much bigger can we make this thing? Because it's rolling. It's found its way, and we're still here. You want to be, maybe you're the go-to name in the industry, but this is your long-term legacy here at 10 years.
Yeah.
This could be something that you keep in your family, whatever your exit strategy is. This is maybe at the time to kind of be thinking about that part of the plan with your business.
I think the cool thing about it is that none of this is carved in stone, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, like your 1 year plan, you get it's kind of like trial and error, seeing what works, what doesn't work.
Exactly.
You know, if you are providing a product, this is an opportunity to kind of look at vendors.
Right.
You know, and seeing what, you know, if those vendors work, are they producing in a manner that works for you and your business? For example, if you are, say your vendor is not turning the product around in a lot of time, and you have to make something out of that product.
Right.
You know, if it's taken you've received an order and you've got to outsource to that vendor to get what you need and bring it back in order to make the product, then you're looking at a week, 2 weeks. However, if that's not beneficial to you, then you probably need to look at a different vendor. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So life happens, plans change. You know, you do have to find ways to pivot. So you can always take these 1, 3, 1, 5, and 10-year plans and adjust them as needed. Nothing is ever set in stone, right?
Right. That's what we want to kind of reiterate as far as when it comes to plans. I think also to keep in mind is that there's certain things that you come to your business for that you should expect out of it, especially financially. So you should kind of have an idea about how much further you want to go with your business and what kind of lessons you're learning during that first year.
Exactly.
You know, so you know that things can change a little bit, and where you could tighten up and where you can make more money or you can save money. You're going to learn a lot of that in those 1 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And after that, I feel like it's where it's like you turn 21. You know what I'm saying? You kind of find your way in the world and you're like, okay, I'm going to school and I'm going this path with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just kind of want to get that point across.
And then it's actually all of this is a great segue into mastering the supply chain.
Right.
So, example, you ever wonder how these turtle plushies get from a factory to your hands, right? The supply chain is how it happens. And if you're growing, you need to know every piece of that. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you know that if your supplier can't keep up, you get what I'm saying, then
Right.
You always got to have a backup plan. I literally just said that, and that's our second point. But
Right.
it's true. Like,
Yeah.
you do have to have a backup plan, and I've experienced that, and that's why I brought it up. But if your supplier drops the ball, you've got to have another one ready to step in so that you can continue to keep your business moving.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much, and that's just the gist of, you know, mastering your supply chain. You always want to have a decent amount of vendors, like in the tuck,
Right.
to you know, that you've communicated with. You know what they can do at a moment's notice if you need them to step in, and they can do so.
Can I take you to the streets real quick?
Sure.
It's like having a couple of plugs, that are available.
Here we go.
You can talk to a few people. They got business going, but you got some good things going on over here. But just in case, because he was acting a little funny last time.
Yeah, so you don't want to
know what I'm
deal with him.
saying? You see some funny stuff going on, so you might want to have another plug just in case.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Which I think that's another great segue into our third point.
Okay,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Step 3 of scaling is vertical and horizontal integration. So, just make a little fun of it. It sounds more complicated than it is, but let's break it down a little bit. So vertical integration is like you take control of part of your supply chain. Example, instead of buying turtle plushies off someone else, you make them yourself. You become your own plug. More control. You figure out how you can grow it yourself.
Grow the plushie.
Right.
Okay.
That way, more control,
Is
more
that what
profit.
we calling it now?
What's
Plushie?
the plushie?
Okay.
What? Plushie.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I like the turtleneck on it.
Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to the second part, horizontal integration. Expand sideways into new products or markets. For example, Turtle Company starts selling hats or mugs. Now you got more to offer and reaching new customers.
Right. We take these turtles, and they're no longer plushies. We've got mugs, we've got pins, we've got hats, we've got all of the things, and so now you're horizontally integrating your business.
Right. That's more revenue. That's awesome.
Different new customer base, you know. They may not like the plushie. The plushies are for the kids, but the hat, and Daddy might like the hat, you know. Mama might like the mug because she's a coffee drinker. You like the hats.
You know I like the hats.
Okay.
And I know you like those. You don't got your cup with you today?
No, I don't.
Them cups is freaking crazy.
Yep. Stanley mugs.
Yeah.
I love them.
Sipping them stupid ass straw.
Yeah, I need them in all colors. So it is what it is. Okay. So it's almost like all of these different strategies will unlock new skills in your business toolkit. So you always want to scale vertically and horizontally.
Yeah.
So then the next step is the big exit strategy. You've done this for a while. The reality is you won't run your business forever. So what's the end game? You know what I'm saying? What do you want to do next? Let's explore some options. So acquisition. Someone buys your business outright. But a pro tip to that is don't sell your business too early. You know, you want to build your value so you don't leave money on the table.
Right.
And I think that we have said that in another episode very early on. Don't leave money on the table.
Right.
IPO, that's your initial public offering. Your business goes public and anyone can buy shares. This is big. These, especially for, you know, big companies, this is like hitting the jackpot. So you definitely want to make sure that, you know, you have everything in place in order to do something like that. And we've seen that with a lot of the larger companies, Amazon, Tesla, all of those. They do that.
Man, it goes.
And then the third tip, I couldn't get that word out.
Third tip.
Third. Passing the torch. Maybe you want your business to live on through a family member, a trusted employee, you know, whatever, someone who shares your vision. This is an opportunity for you to pass that torch on to them. Most people usually, you know, leave it to their children, a niece or something like that. And so you want your exit strategy to be like the credits to the end of a movie. How do you want to wrap your story up? You know what I'm saying? How do you want to pass that on? And you really want to think about that because this, essentially, this is kind of like your legacy. You know, what did I leave? And so how do you want to pass that on? Who do you want to pass that on to? And what does it mean? And what do you want the future of it to be?
Right.
And so you could lay all of that out.
Man, that's beautiful right there. And that's why I say business is like your baby. So what you want to do with your baby, you know? And this is how you make your baby get bigger, get stronger, you know, eating his vegetables and drinking his milk, all that good stuff.
Well, when you think about it, right now we in the pregnancy phase.
Yeah.
You know, because this is the second trimester. Plan, prepare, execute.
You ready for another trimester?
Yeah. We need to get on. We had to push this baby.
No. I mean, I'm talking about you.
Oh, no.
No?
No more trimesters.
No more trimesters for
No,
you?
sir. I thought you was talking about business.
Yeah, I was,
Nah,
but
bruh.
I was just asking a question in general.
No.
No?
No, my baby
Okay.
9. My baby 9.
Okay. That brings us to our action items.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, so scaling equals growing your business so it doesn't flatline. You don't want to get stagnant in your business. You don't want to be year one, year after year after year.
Yeah.
And that just gave me chills just thinking about that. Like,
Okay, cheers.
yeah, okay.
So you want to
go ahead.
You want to have your plan. You want to have your 1, 5, and 10 year plans
Right.
ready. and ready to make adjustments as needed, because you may roll it out and it may not be what you thought it was going to be, or you might have to make a few you have to orchestrate a different plan, and if you have to do that, that's fine. Just be prepared for that. Actually, it's always good to even just think about what a plan B could look like.
Right. Know your supply chain and be ready to adapt if it can't keep up. Be ready to be your own plug. And we're seeing that a lot more with just so many different products. People are, going all the way from scratch and doing it themselves and just skipping the middleman.
Yeah. I think it's great if you can do that, especially, if you can continue to be efficient in your time, I think that's great.
Yeah.
But I have seen instances where, people are, trying to do all of the things, and it's not flowing the way that it needs to flow, because you don't, in order to cut out the middleman, you have to know that middleman's job, and what I've seen is people will try to do that, and because they're learning that piece or that craft, it's slowing them down from what the end result should be. And so make sure that if you do that, you know exactly what it is that you're doing, and how it's going to either, create an efficiency, or how it's going to slow you down, and what that looks like to your customers. Because your customers only see what they're paying for, what the service that they're paying for, or the product they're paying for, and how quick it takes for you to get that to them.
They don't care about nothing else.
No. and that's real. It's a consumer. That's their job.
That's it. Like, bottom line.
So think about your next step is you want to make sure action item is you want to think about integration, and going vertical or horizontal can be game changers for you. So thinking about how much you can do. Now, I do want to say this. There is a show, and maybe at some point we can get this in a clip of this show up, but there's a show where it's called Queen Boss, and it's a little bit older. It's probably from like 2017, but I came across it in some binge time, and there was a lady that had a really, really good product. It was a kimono, and it was cute, but she had all of these other products laid out, and the investors that were sitting at the table were like, the kimono is a game changer by itself. Why do you have all these other products? She was like, well, I have the kimono, but I can branch out and do other things, but you got to get the kimono sold. She's selling the kimono for $750. I think it was $750, something like that. It was a pretty expensive kimono. And so, but she had all these other things, and they were like, well, just hone in on that first. Then once you get steady with that, then you can look at these other things, but you're selling yourself short. So don't sell yourself short. Start with that one product, and then once you know that product is legit, then, and you're seeing that you're turning a profit with it, then start looking at going, vertical and horizontal, or whatever it is that you want to do with your business. But you do want to stick to at least one thing first. Keep it simple in the beginning. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then you want to start thinking about how you eventually step away, whether it's selling, going public, or passing it on. Yep.
I agree. These are great action items, and again, this is we're in phase 2, so this is still our preparation phase. So we make sure that you think through all of these things. When you're preparing your business, and make sure that you know what it is that you want to do, and you have an idea of it, and you can just kind of think about it and come back to it later. But you want to at least think initially about an A and a B.
Yeah.
For all of these action items.
For sure.
Do you have anything else that you want to add in that we may have missed?
No, I don't think we missed too much on that one.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty straight to the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that in the past, I may have not done this, which now that I know, you definitely want to have a 5 and 10 year plan. But I think that the 1 year plan definitely did that. Didn't do 5 and 10. So that's definitely something to think about and figure out what the end goal is going to be. Because I mean, when you do get to the point where you want to sell your business, depending on who you're selling it to, they may have a completely different plan.
Right.
You know, and the question becomes, do you want to sell your business to them for them to make those changes, or do you even care? Once it's out of your hands, do you care? Because my thing is, once you sell it to somebody, you can't tell them what to do with it.
No, that's it.
So.
Unless that was part of the agreement.
Yep. That's true, unless it's a part of the agreement.
Right.
So, okay, well, that's all I have.
Yep, and that's all I have. So I think that wraps up our episode on scaling strategies. Remember, scaling your business isn't going to take random big leaps. It's just about steady moves and stay up for its long-term success. Got questions or wild scaling stories? Hit us up. Until next time, keep climbing, guys.